we coming from the true space. We ain't entertaining neighbors, I don't give a fuck what you say. Found the universal coochie, planting seeds and birds fruit. Now I'm really looking juicy. Welcome to the true space. Yeah, bitch, welcome to the true space. Welcome to the true space. Yeah, bitch, welcome to the true space. What's good, everybody? My name is Open Buck. This is my
Hey
partner.
guys, this is Hearth. Welcome back to Truspace.
Yep, and this is your weekly horoscope. So let's get into the energies on Monday. Uh, the sun in Leo is making a trine to Jupiter in Aries. How do you think this is gonna hit us?
So right now we're in the beginning of Leo season, dealing with self-expression, expressing all these things we've been entertaining about, fixating ourselves with the fire that we started with Aries cardinal fire. Then Leo is fixed fire, us being fixated, determined, rooted, stubborn about this vision, imagination that we want to express, show the world. But right now with this trying to Jupiter is gonna allow us to extract all those wisdom, experiences, form of knowledge and wisdom that we're developing based on how far we've been expanding our vision and imagination, based on initiation, being passionate, being aggressive about learning, expansion, and things of that nature. And these opportunities creating a lot of fire energy, allowing you to expand in terms of imagination, allowing you to really formulate a plan and go out there and create a reality for yourself on like a vision level. A lot of uh, self initiation and like basically going through a journey essentially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Much less resistance for that. I guess look, Aries has the energy to spark things, to get things going, and then Leo holds it. So when Aries sees Leo, it's like, oh shit, I can start this thing, I can provide this boost, and you'll sustain this shit. And it's like, oh shit, like we can, it's like let's go, let's do it. And since it's even Jupiter, you're right. So it's more so sparking more faith in yourself, sparking a journey, and with the Sun and Leo, it's really helping us express that, creatively express that, bring that, shine that light out, incorporate that into our individual solar systems, and it's kind of giving us the leadership and encourage type aspect to go and start expanding things for sure. That least resistance is like now we can actually go in and express these things, in a meaningful way and get things going. Get these things that we want to see, these visions that we have, we can get them going to start materializing into this world.
So it gets you out of your comfort zone, gets you to try new things, but it could be bad because it makes you like it will create a lot of opportunities to say a lot of wrong things, burn through reality at the wrong times because like fire will lead to you burning yourself like physically and metaphysically.
That's why Saturn, doesn't work too well, or like falls in Aries and in conjunction with Leo. It doesn't deal too well with that burning, because while you're creating all this
Mm-hmm.
newness, it can get out of hand. It can't be contained. Certain times you can create something that you can't even uphold. And then and you manifest something that gets ahead of itself. So you definitely don't want to be going too far, or understand that it'll be easier to start new pathways, to start new journeys. So you make sure, that's why you have to be honest with fire signs. Like it with when you're talking about expression, the feelings you're pushing out, you have to be honest, because when that shit cools down, and something manifests from it, you're gonna have to sit with that.
Exactly.
hmm And then the moon is in Virgo, opposing Neptune and Pisces. How do you think this is gonna hit
So
us?
right now we're gonna be in the nature of practicalizing and coming up with routines, patterns, and ways of approaching this individuality and this new feelings that we have about it. Because we had the new moon in Leo, but right now this we're having the moon is in Virgo, allowing us to put it in a form of routine. Almost like I have this idea, but now can I put it through a routine, a pattern? Can I make sense out of it? Can I analyze it? And Virgo is an earth sign, but it's an earth sign that thinks like an air sign because it's ruled by Mercury. So like to think about these all these practical, mutable like things and
Mm-hmm.
be indecisive about them, which is could be a bad side about it. But as you're taking this individuality, you're practicalizing it. You're seeing all these dreams and illusion, imagination coming in from your subconscious realm, your faith system, your mysticism, and all these things that we're building on. Neptune is retrograding right now, so you may not have as the confidence or all the things that you need or all the details that you need, because right now Neptune is, like we said, is retrograding. So right now you're gonna go off based of what you got so far with the new moon in Leo and what you're gonna harvest with the moon in Virgo, without having all the dreams, illusions, and sense of faith coming in from Neptune and Pisces, essentially. Because the opposition is making it very hard, and then
Mm-hmm.
Virgo is making it very analytic, and then you gotta do something with this individuality that you get birthed with, and then all the planets also are retrograde, Jupiter, Caryon. So like you're left alone essentially with what you done so far.
Mm-hmm. And it really conflates and confuses your emotions. It seems like your emotions aren't right, or it's like you're wrong to feel that way, or the way that you feel stumps on other people's belief systems, and maybe even sometimes your own, and it's creating that you don't know what to do or how to make sense of it. Moon and Virgo, and I can understand. I think Virgo, just like what you're saying, how Virgo's more has these air sign qualities to it because of the Mercury rulership. It's more so like Virgo likes to fix things, to make sense out of things, to understand things, to pull it apart, to make it make sense. But it's less hands on in at than the other earth signs. I feel like Taurus and Capricorn would reach out and touch the mist that Pisces is creating. But Virgo may get so caught up in trying to understand it, make sense out of what it's seeing, that it may even forget. The Pisces, the illusion, is showing it so much facets, sides that it's trying to make sense out of, and it didn't even think to go and reach out to go and see that it was an illusion, that it was missed, that it actually doesn't affect. You end up giving all this worry to something, but it's once you actually go about it, it's not even there. It's not even a problem. So you don't want to get caught up in that Virgo energy.
Mm-hmm.
End up to the worrying. You want to manifest just like what Harith was saying. You want to harvest information. That's what people forget with the Virgo
Mm-hmm.
energy. They end up worrying. They come up with a whole bunch of, this is a game that I use with my mom with that energy. It's funny. She used to always worry about some shit and go and tell me why I can't go and do something. But I ended up realizing that there was gems in what she was saying, even though it was, mindless or extreme worrying. So I'm like, oh, so I just need to go and do this. She'll be like, you don't have enough money. It's like, oh shit, you're right. Oh shit. So let me just save up a little more. Then I can go do the dangerous, reckless thing that I was gonna go do before. That's how I looked at it.
Virgos provide you with the most broader sense of worried, like that you need to know about, essentially. That,
Exactly. Exactly.
that's why you
Exactly. All of the
and that's why you
information.
feel so thankful, because they start from such a broader sense that your micro sense that you can see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then they have to realize with that Virgo energy, you have to realize value that ability. Once you start going on to positive side of it, and you get on the positive side of that spectrum instead of the negative side, you start liking that aspect that you analyze, that you notice little details, because you can use it, and then you realize that's that treasure, and you start manifesting more of that positive type state. And this is how you manifest fruits, because of noticing that the devil's in the details, bro, and that's for sure. And the devil made the niggas eat the fruit, if you get what I mean. So it's like there's a connection with devils and the fruit, and that's due to the realms of reality we are in. But y'all having that ability really peeps, or that worrying energy, like the example that I showed you, can be flipped to a
Mm-hmm.
positive. Like it doesn't have to be a detrimental thing.
Exactly. That's why if you Virgos, if you, like if you have any Virgo alignment, if you're gonna worry, or if you have any transit that's going through Virgos, you should be worrying about like practical things, like you should worry about, like, even it makes you worried. Like that's a good way to put it. Like you should be worried about things you actually need to worry about. That's why I feel like people
Exactly.
like Virgos, because they worried about practical things they actually need: health,
You
Drake.
thought of the things that we didn't think of. Yeah.
Exactly, and like it's almost like even though it's so simple, they have to worry about telling you about it because it's that important.
Yeah, yeah. Understand the importance of that energy and how it can be utilized and how it is utilized. We need Tauruses, I mean, Virgos for that. The
Mm-hmm.
receipts. How the fuck are we gonna know what the bill was and how much we spent or what the result of things was without the receipt, Virgo?
Exactly, and like someone said, like if Gemini is like the beginning of like ideas, Virgo is like the conclusions, the conclusion of it. Like Gemini is the expansion, Virgo is the contraction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Gemini may be the idea, like the idea, maybe the patent or what the thing is, and then Virgo's when it goes out to market, when you put out and see how it does,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Moon in Virgo is gonna trine Pluto and Capricorn. How do you think this is gonna
Man,
end?
this is just putting you more in position to be emotionally analytical and act from a manager perspective of how to deal with all this power control issues that's happened with government infrastructure and how to approach your new status, your new business, because you're gonna have to stand on your own, create your own needs, your own bone structure, because you can't live in the government bone structure anymore. You have to learn to stand on your own, like for real, for real. So this Moon and Virgo is really allowing you to take all these things that you harvested with this new individuality that you developed to take actions and create opportunities to control your status, to take power control away from, say, the government infrastructure and bring it closer to you to realize that you could do things about it. You could think about these things. These things are not as scary as they may look. This is where I feel like Capricorn may like Virgos because they share the Earth element, so they uplift each other and things of that nature. Like things of that nature. A lot of people a lot of signs below the horizon, they may see Capricorn as dark, but Virgo, naturally being an earth sign, may not see Capricorn being ruled as Saturn as dark, but may understand it since it's ruled by Mercury, and it gets to a much more deeper level than, say, Cancer or something like that, or Leo.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then you can even see how, like, just like what we were talking about with the worrying energy, how, especially with the intensity of Pluto being there, you may be forced to have to use this worrying energy. It's like with this, the changing of society. The you being able to stand on your own 2 feet to build your own
Mm-hmm.
structure. There's things that you should be worried
Mm-hmm.
about, if you get what I mean, but you have to be using the positive aspect, just like what we were talking about. But you may not have a choice with this type of alignment where it's like it's kind of forcing you, it's putting you onto this pressure on it, but you're already in the state of being of worrying about the right things. It's going to help you worry about the right things because the right thing, the thing that's immediate, is going to be right in your
Pluto
face.
and Capricorn.
If you get what I
Yeah.
mean. And Pluto and Capricorn is gonna be right in your face, showing you, "Hey nigga, I'm stressing you out, and I'm stressing you out." And you're like, "Oh shit, I have to figure this. I have to figure this out."
The moon in Virgo, because it's trining, is gonna allow you to like digest this. It's like that's what Virgo deal with, digestive system. So like it's gonna allow you to break it in pieces. Because Pluto could be this whole energy that a lot of people are scared of. But then being in Capricorn, this whole infrastructure, we no nobody, a lot of us never created a business before, and things of that nature. So the moon in Virgo is like a step to it. It's like, okay, I got my individuality now. Oh, but now I got my manager, I got my social media, I got all these analytical things. It's not so bad. Maybe I could take control of my status of the government too. That's what YouTubers do. That's
Mm-hmm.
what celebrities do when they fight for like their music rights, all type of things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what, when you have a business, you start doing your own taxes instead of having someone else do. You're more involved with how you entangle yourself with the government and what's being reported. You are managing your assets, and you're not having your assets managed for
This is
you.
why you're gonna always see celebrities who represent Leo the fifth house always getting in trouble with what Capricorn, the 10th house, the government, the business. But who you never hear about getting in trouble, the secretaries, the managers, and things of that. The analytical people, the people
Yeah.
who are right above
Yeah.
the Leo the fifth house, Virgo the sixth house,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
always what never get trouble with what the 10th house.
Yeah. That's facts. That's facts. And then we have Mercury in Leo in conjuncting Neptune in Pisces, and Pluto in Cap. It's in conjuncting Neptune and Pluto, Mercury in Leo. How do you think this is going to hit us?
Man, so like whatever you gonna say is gonna be put uh it's almost like a moment of like you don't know what to speak about as you're approaching the stage, because you're getting this influx of information that you're getting from your subconscious mind of what to say and like what to have faith and what to believe in, what on what to say and things of that nature. Mercury and Leo, you feel encouraged about something to say, but and then you Pluto and Capricorn is in conjuncting you too, so you know that you gotta express something. You want to express something dealing with fire, imagination, individuality, self-expression. But like your dreams and illusions, it's very hard for you to understand these things since it's spicy. And
Mm-hmm.
then you got Pluto and Capricorn, this very serious thing that's gonna destroy the entire world. And then Mercury and Leo is making it very hard, light-hearted, entertaining. You might even say just want to see something for fun, but like you may not understand the consequences of like what's happening in totality and what Leo season is
Mm-hmm.
about. Because Leo season right now, this is I call this the crucifixion, because you're busy being crucified by all the fixed signs, having Pluto, having say Uranus in Taurus, the South Node in Scorpio, the North Node. So like this is actually really serious. This is a test for you.
Facts. Saturn in Aquarius. It's facts. Yeah, it's definitely. Oh wow, yeah, really is a
Eh,
crucifixion, and then we're gonna see that, and I feel like that's what Monday is. You know, it's a real test of that with the Sun and Jupiter trine. You know, it's kind of giving us this push to go and express things that we can then go and analyze with the Moon and Virgo, to go and analyze these serious situations, to be like how much fun, how much individuality can we express, and we're seeing how the world is responding to that. I feel like that's a heavy lesson that we're going to see on Monday.
mm,
And yep, that's Monday. Looking at Tuesday, the moon is moving into Libra now, opposing Jupiter in Aries. How do you think this is going to hit?
So after we harvested this new form of self-expression that we want to express, we formulated the routine, the pattern, how we gonna go service the world, Moon in Virgo, but now the Moon in Libra. How we're gonna socialize, how we're gonna take individuality, the skills Virgo, socialize in Libra, and the Jupiter in Aries is obviously put in the situation of reminding you of you need to expand your own things and your own way of separating through reality, while the moon in Libra is just being there reminding you, hey, you gotta be friendly, you can't separate yourself too far, because Jupiter in Aries giving you all this energy to separate, to have your own vision and imagination, extract knowledge and wisdom. The moon in Libra is bringing that little sense of harmony, balance into the what you created with the new moon in Leo and then harvested and things of that nature.
And you know that's crazy. I resonate with that alignment because I have that going on right now. My progressed moon is in Libra, and my
Is in
Jupiter
Aries.
is in Aries. So yeah, I resonate with that a lot because it's like I keep on thinking about partnerships and joining with people, or you know, I keep on thinking the fun aspects of joining hands with people, or say like with certain dreams. I'm like, yo, if I had like 4 or 5 people to do something with, we would be able to do all. But those, and then you get really emotionally invested to that, but then you don't realize the Jupiter is like, yo, you have to learn certain things or go through certain experiences for you to even get to that point, for you to have the abilities, the confidence, and the resources, and the knowledge to get to that point. You know, it's like, oh, let's get together to go and build all of this, but then you're still gonna have to go and learn this, that, and the third. You know, so I understand that opposition a lot. So you feeling emotionally invested into your relationships, and wanting to go and you know, meet certain needs of other people. You wanted to go and extend a hand, and reach out. You wanted to do something with other people, for other people to be a part of it, for them to join. But some journeys are just for you. Some lessons only you can learn, or that you're only gonna understand. Like a clown could be dancing naked from in the street, and your friends over here is like, what the fuck, you see this fucking clown dancing from the street? But you seen a clown when you were 5, and it relates with your uncle who died, who gave you this riddle. All I'm saying is that random experience could have meant something to you, had a whole bunch of meaning, bring you a whole bunch of understanding about the world at large, and it was just a clown running through the street, and your niggas here just like you. He's like, what the fuck's going? And it's just a clown running through the street to him. So it's kind of like that aspect where some journeys you have to understand that only you can understand certain things. Only you can go through certain paths and journeys, and to even though you have obligations and yeah you still want to partner up with people and still want to accommodate for your relationships, uphold your relationships, but when you know that you can only go through certain roles, you don't get too emotionally invested in it, and then you get blinded by your relationships. Moon and Libra, that's the two swords in tarot, which is the motherfucker with blindfolded with the swords on his shoulder, and it kind of represents naivety, kind of just wanting to believe, wanting to for things to work out nice. Sometimes you have to go through that
Mhm.
struggle, but yeah. And then the moon in Libra is sextiling the sun in Leo. So how do you think that's gonna end?
So as we're becoming more aware of opportunities to express our self-expression, to seize ways of entertaining ourselves, gaining of confidence, and things of that nature, the moon is allowing us to be much more social, much more harmonious, aka blend our point of views dealing with entertainment, self-expression, with how we're gonna be harmonious. So this is you almost like taking your self-expression and then bringing it to your social life, or seeing how to harmonize, brings us a harmony and things of that nature. Like it's a very, if you ever watch Kanye interactions with like news, media, and things of that nature, and how these things get out of hand. I feel that describe the relationship between Libra and Leo. That's sextile, where you see opportunity, uh, to do the wrong thing, to say the wrong thing, the wrong sarcastic thing, while and like it's gonna flunk you out basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Libra's gonna make you think about people, you wanting to extend the hand out, and then Leo's going to be that hand, and it may be, you may be coming in too hot, if you get what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. So you're so right about that sextile, how it can lead to something um, bad, just like with Leo representing fixed fire. Imagine Libra as a
Yeah.
gust of wind coming, kind of inflaming the fire, which is probably kind of nice. Maybe the fire was
Oh.
dying now and it revigorated and it's nice. Or maybe you were standing there and it singed your fucking eyebrows. It could go either way. So you want to be careful for
Uh,
it. But you,
like a
yeah,
great example, if you guys ever seen the moment where the news reporter attempted to kiss what's his name, Will Smith, and what did Will Smith do? Will Smith slapped him
backhand.
exactly.
Why was that okay? Yeah.
Exa- you could like say that news
Fuck.
dude was him playing out the Libra energy, and Will Smith played out the Leo. Now that opportunity of that dude attempting to be friendly, harmonious, went too far because the whole Venus
Yeah.
rulership, and then Leo got mad. Now I gotta show you my self-expression. I got my own like
Mm-hmm.
awareness, like like I'm not part of
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts. I see that. I can also see it playing out like your relationships and your partnerships forcing you to kind of show yourself to a certain degree, or forcing you to express yourself in a certain way, or creating the opportunity for you to express yourself in a certain way, making it easier. You having being in relationships, or Libras kind of acting like that mirror aspect. So like you being shown the mirror, you being conversing with another person, mixing energy with another person, can show you a lot about yourself. So maybe you're emotionally invested into certain relationships and stuff like that. But remember, the moon's in Libra, so people are really going to be showing you the mirror. And I feel like other people with that alignment can really be showing you aspects about how you can better creatively express yourself, how you can better be in control of how you see and feel about
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Then you might see some opportunities that through your connection with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Venus in Cancer sextiling Mars, Uranus, and the North Node in Taurus. How do you think that's gonna
Man,
hit?
so our love matter dealing in this very emotion sensitive spot about our home domestic issues. Like we really Venus in Cancer, this is really you putting a lot of love in your home life, really paying attention to it, even over nurturing it, getting very like almost like addicted to home, because Venus in Cancer, that's what I feel like it could bring. But with the sextile to Mars and Uranus, it's allowing to see opportunities on how to bring that passion, desires for and sense of individuality, uniqueness, and originality to your material realm. Uh, Venus in Cancer is providing you the sense of nurture, while Mars in Uranus in Taurus is allowing you to build in the physical world. But you're gonna have to put these two together, and that's what the sextile is creating for you. As Uranus is destroying the world, you're gonna be passionate about rebuilding it, and then Venus in Cancer giving you like that desire to like be like very emotional about having a home as like the world getting destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It sounds like, like Venus and Cancers, yeah, like you're indulging in the home and the people that are close to you, your friends and families that are close. It sounds like, through that closeness, it's creating this, and all of this change that is going on in the stability level, it's creating this environment where you're with your loved ones searching for comfortability, and one person just said, hey, has an idea of making money, or has an idea of how to gain more resources, how to gain more stability, or how to tackle or look at the Taurus type energy, how to reach an equilibrium, or has a new idea about stability. you know Everybody, and the comfortable atmosphere from that, you may really get something from that. I see it playing out in that manner as well. And then Mars is also in the mix, so, and Uranus, so it's like things are changing and changing fast. So you can see how comfortability can hold you back, but in certain situations, when it's placed in certain situations, it can provide the necessary environment for something to grow. And I think that that's an essential thing when Cancer and Taurus get together. It's creating an environment. You got the water, you got the earth. They're both nurturing. You got the nurturing, and you got the support. You got the resources, and you got the emotional gas to really make something happen. So yeah, the things that you're really starting to value about your comfortability, your self image, and how you feel is setting the foundation, or giving you the alley oop for you to jump into the storm of instability and figure that shit out.
Exactly.
hmm That's Tuesday. Looking at Wednesday, Moon in Libra sextiling Venus in Cancer. How do you think that's gonna hit?
Moon and Libra. Is it sextile or is it squaring?
Oh, that's a square. Yeah, my
Nah,
bad.
don't worry. But as we're emotionally reacting, reflecting the energy of initiating balance, harmony, dealing with our relationship, because this came from Virgo, harvesting what dealt with our self-expression, individuality, what we've been entertaining, and things of that nature. But right now, that square is a learning opportunity for us to learn how to not to indulge too much in our home domestic life, and learn to remember, now we gotta go to our social life. We have things to do. We just got this new sense of individuality because this new moon in Leo. We harvested in Virgo. Right now, we gotta go up the ladder, and we gotta be presentable. We gotta be social. Yeah, a lot of people say Libras are fake, but I'll say fakeness is like necessary for this world to function to a certain extent.
hmm it's
It
diplomacy. You're willing to put certain things aside so things can be nice. So things can play nice, and that creates. I can do my thing and you can do your thing. It kind of creates, and it's kind of that separation energy too. You need some little bit of diplomats, and that's why we have governments and diplomats and stuff like that, to divide the countries and to deal with the intermingling of countries and stuff like that. And that's why Libras represent that mediary type energy. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly, and like the moon is just there for 2 days, reminding you, hey, don't put all this energy in your home life right there. You gotta go there's social life. Remember? Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts, and it's kind of like a reminder that you have to go outside with certain things. With Venus in Cancer, you may be attaching values to certain comforts or to certain feelings and emotions. But when you go in and present that out into the public with Libra, now because of your emotions and your emotional attachment, you have to go and present it out into the public. Is it something that's presentable? Is it something that's nice? Is that Venus and Cancer thing, the comfortability that you're valuing so much, something that is toxic, something that is, you know, too emotional, or is it making you sensitive, like you're not able to handle emotions much? And when you go and bring this to the public stage, that's where the square comes in. It's like it gets challenged. How hard is it for you to be diplomatic and for you to be cordial, and then why? What's going on at home? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that though. That type of energy that you may be seeing on Wednesday.
A lot of celebrities or people who become celebrities, they have to go through this training of learning how to communicate with the public, and I feel like that's what Libra is.
Mm-hmm.
The celebrities, people who are in the big stage, they get trained on how to answer and reply to certain things. That's Libra right there. But a lot of do not know how to, because a lot of us come from where Cancer, home life. We like to be comfortable. We like to stay at home, things of that nature. We can
Exactly.
handle the spotlight, the light, and things of that nature. The,
And when they're at home, they act a different way, and it's not like they're not being themselves, but they're just this is how you go and present yourself to the
mm, the,
public,
the,
but what you would go and
this is why
say,
Virgo's
you know.
right there. This is like the managers. This is like the people putting you through the necessary daily routines. You have to come to the studio every day. Oh, you gotta look at your taxes. You gotta look at your contract and things of that nature. And then you go to Libra. They teach you
Hmm.
how to talk, to communicate. And then Scorpio. Hey, this is you meeting the shadow government. You might start doing sacrifices, selling certain things.
Mm. This is you maybe Oprah getting a little bit too comfortable and she drops the N word. She says nigga, and they're like, wait, what? Did Oprah just say the N word?
Mm.
Maybe she was talking to a childhood friend and she's like, remember that nigga? And then everybody on the Oprah show is like, all the white women. She's like, what? What happened? What did she just say? I was like, oh yeah, I can't say that. Oprah doesn't say that word. Oprah does. You just got exposed. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. She got a little bit too comfortable. Now she can't play that role
You know,
anymore, and
she's
that's
in.
where you might find
Isn't
yourself.
she an Aquarius?
Is she? Is she an Aquarius?
Oh.
That's interesting. It makes sense.
Because she's always in the public. Like I thought she's
She got her own television
like
network
to me
too.
she looks like she's comfortable on public. Like she's comfortable in international life.
Mm, mm, mm. Aquarius energy. She's stone cold. Yeah, she can. Shit, face it all. But yeah, and then the moon in Libra is gonna square Pluto in Capricorn. How do you think that's gonna
Man,
hit
so
us?
Moon in Libra, as you're trying to be harmonious, balancing your obviously your individuality, and then you got your routines, your plans put together. While the Moon was in Virgo, you know, you got your money, you figured out you're like, what are you gonna do? Now you're in social life, now you're looking presentable. You know what to say, what not to say, so you don't go in jail. But right now, there's Pluto in Capricorn, like you're seeing the whole government is getting shut down, the music business is getting shut down. You know, you want to participate in the government, the music business, but hey, you know everything is shutting down, so you gotta go through a lot of learning opportunities, tension, figure out your own way to separate as you watching Pluto and Capricorn, like destroying the whole infrastructure. And like you're a new rapper, you're excited to join the business, but like, oh, now you're sad, you're depressed. You know, you can't be like Drake, you can't be like Lil Wayne, and you can't get the status that you always wanted.
Yeah, that's facts. It's showing you that barrier. It's like, oh, now COVID or something like that, and you can't perform. It's like, what was your plan then? But yeah, I get what you mean because, and that's why it's a trine with when it was in Virgo
Yeah.
because you're making sense out of these things, and it was like you're coming to understand now. Libra's your tribe. Libra is you bringing things out into the public stage now, and Pluto's put after it was helping you by showing you the seriousness. Now it's seeing by the square, the test, how serious you took that. What are you gonna go and present into the public area? How's your diplomatic energy? How are you gonna go and balance your energy with the external? What's going on? Let me come and put that pressure on to remind you that this shit is serious. And then the moon in Libra is going to trine Saturn in Aquarius. How do you think that's going to
So
affect?
as you're realizing you're gonna have difficulty with taking power control of the infrastructure, but you realizing, hey, I'm being friendly, I'm being harmonious. Maybe by utilizing the power of Saturn, constriction and control, I take a responsibility when it comes to who I associate with, the masculine side of Capricorn, Aquarius. By you finding the right
Mm-hmm.
group through being harmonious, I might figure my way into a new business since Pluto's right now destroying infrastructure. And I know as an astrologer, oh, Pluto's gonna go into an Aquarius, but I could go ahead of time and then build my own group instead of an Aquarius. So that's what like that's how would like the moon in Libra will make you do like if you go about it in a smart way. If you felt like with a lot of difficulty with Pluto and Capricorn, since like you're gonna have to really rely on your associate. Like infrastructure is hard to get right now.
And this is your key. This is your ticket to help and ease up the Leo energy, the suppression on Leo. It's how you talk to Saturn. The moon in Libra is giving this trine to Saturn in Aquarius while also sextiling the sun because it's in Libra and it's the fire and air type aspect. So it's kind of like paving this way. So that's going to show for you to have more creative expression, for you to be able to have more control on how you see and feel about things, and you going about controlling your actions and what you're entertained by and where you put your attention is going to be aided by your diplomatic abilities and how the amount of emotion you can be inflict in creating partnerships. So you having partnerships that align with your emotions that you can feel emotionally attached to, it's gonna let you. It's gonna boom. You have a relationship that you're emotionally attached to already. Now, when Saturn in Aquarius, you're not going to structure with your social life and your associates. Your associates are going to be amongst meaningful relationships, or at least things that you're emotionally attached to. So when Saturn comes to go, it's kind of creating a bridge. Your diplomatic abilities, your ability to go and relate with people, to understand that mirror aspect, is what's going to be the cushion to allow you to have creative expression and still be practical amongst your associates. It's that diplomaticness, that spinning of the words, that making it sound nice or making it sound relatable, not necessarily just too fluffy, but relatable, helping that expression in that area. And then the moon in Leo is in conjuncting Neptune and Pisces.
Man, this is basically you. I think to be balanced and harmonious. I think you're trying to be social, but like this is you. Libras don't realize the deepness of how far the subconscious realm go, and like how deep emotion is. Like, cause Libras are air sign, they deal with logic, thoughts. They think everything just needs a conversation, or we just need to talk about it, talk about our feelings, emotion, and things of that
Yeah.
nature. It's a logic to them and things of that nature, but like they don't realize it just how deep emotions is to water signs and fire signs, where they just need to express that shit, and not everything deals with logic, and that's like what the moon in Libra is gonna make you like realize at how far like how much you need to have faith and how much you need to have like a higher sense of like mysticism, and you can't be just aggressive about initiating balance and harmony. You don't understand the flow of nature. You understand those deep things that only Pisces understand.
That's facts. That's facts. You here in the Libra energy, you see someone upset on the bus, and you go and ask them what's wrong. Then they go and tell you how they're an assassin or they're being followed by an assassin or something like that. And then now you're on the hit list now too, and now you have to go and worry and go and die all because your Libra ass wanted to go and be nice and go and ask some questions and shit like that. You didn't even know that this nigga had a whole history. He's like, and then later on you find out that he deserves to be assassinated or he did something nastier, and it's like you going into this whole adventure because you're like, oh, I'm gonna be nice, I'm gonna go and extend out of the hand into areas when it was you didn't even know how deep the mist
Mm-hmm.
is, and then you got sucked in, and that's what Libra gets, and that's why Virgo has to that mastery, it being able to put together that thing, and that's why opposes that, so that when you go and do that, it's be like, I don't shake my hand there, or maybe I'm gonna be diplomatic in another way. I'm gonna put my energy in another area.
Exactly.
And then that's Wednesday. Looking at Thursday, Mercury goes into Virgo. How do you think this is gonna hit us?
So Mercury right now is going. It's one of its ruler or exaltation. A lot of people like to say it's home or it's exaltation. But like all you need to know right now, Mercury is gonna allow you to think, come up with logic, conclusion, ideas of ale, the ideas that you expanded, became curious about when Mercury was at his home, Gemini, and that was really powerful, allowing you to expand in your thoughts, the way you analyze things, learn how to be much more dualistic when it comes to your way of thinking. Mercury in Virgo, this is you finalizing a lot of ideas. This is you practicalizing. This is the contractions of the beginning of the thought you gave birth to, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whereas Leo was that real test when you tested it with feeling and emotion. You tested these mentalities and ways of speaking with real feeling and emotion and put that out into the world. And then Virgo showing you the fruits of all of that. How everybody reacted to you saying those things. How everybody and the results of you having certain mentalities in your mind, of you fixating on certain things, the things that you entertained, the things that you gave attention to, now showing you the fruits of all of that. And you're right, it's like really like mastery of thought, because after, if you were really honest with your expression with all of this Leo energy, and you really said how you see things with Mercury and Leo, and you didn't allow that Saturn opposition to stifle the honesty, then Mercury goes into Virgo. Now you understand. Maybe you did find opposition. Niggas are like, "You stupid, get off the stage," or some shit like that. But you know what it was now that you said that was stupid. You know, it's like you had him for a second, then you said then you said something, and then niggas like, "Oh shut, oh he a dumbass nigga, get him on stage." And then, but you like you know exactly where now. So now you can refine that skill and make sure that it all goes a different way.
Exactly.
And then Moon in Scorpio is in conjuncting Jupiter and Aries. Moon moving into Scorpio now, and it's making it in conjunction with Jupiter and
So
Aries. How do you
right
think
now
that's
you're
gonna?
gonna experience the behind the scenes, the vulnerabilities of everything related to social life, things dealing with celebrity, things to deal with the news, the media, everything. This is like the behind the scene realm. This is all those things that you don't want to learn about. And Leo season, you obviously you gotta start squaring. The moon starts squaring all these energies down there when it comes to Sun and Leo, Mercury and Leo. So all these things you've been expressing,
Mm-hmm.
entertaining, having fun. You're gonna real see how vulnerable you are with. You're gonna see how do you truly feel about them. You're gonna see the power and control issues or people. I think money being involved with the way you express yourself, entertain yourself, taxes, things of that nature. But it's really it's almost like it's almost the whole uh, Jesus getting betrayed by Judas being played out again type of energy.
It's funny. It's funny that
It's
you
the
said
same
that,
thing over and over again.
because that's what I was thinking about. I was even thinking about like this Joe Rogan energy, because he's a Sun Leo, Moon
Mm-hmm.
Scorpio, and the way he talks sometimes, like he'll entertain things, he'll entertain a conversation, but you know emotionally he believes something else. You know emotionally he's attached to something else, and he's doing something like, or he has ulterior motives for what's being entertained. And while you may be in that energy or other people are in that energy for you, it could also play out as you trying to be in that energy and you trying to manipulate certain things that are being entertained, and you end up shining some light on the real way that you feel, or some light as you're expressing yourself, um, trying to hide the emotions, you're trying to hide the real meaning, but as you're expressing yourself, that square will cause you to let that go. And then how do you respond to when some light is coming to those vulnerabilities? You know, it's expressing those vulnerabilities. And then you may get into an energy where you're trying to manipulate certain things. You know, you're trying to manipulate certain things to coordinate with your desires while you're entertaining certain things. And that's why I brought up Joe Rogan, because, you know, it's like you'll be talking and entertaining something, but it's like you know that he um believes something else, or that he has a ulterior motive, or that he's drumming up to something, or if you get what I mean, with that Scorpio and Leo light. It's kind of this dance where there's this dark area and light's being shone, and it's this dynamic between this how light is hitting this dark area.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, with the in conjunction with Jupiter and Aries, us emotionally responding to our vulnerabilities, to our the things that we are deeply connected to, even maybe obsessed to, puts us into this kind of interrupts this Jupiter and Aries, as we're trying to put more faith into ourselves. We're reminded of these deep connections, our vulnerabilities. So it's kind of this challenging, awkward thing where you're emotionally responding to all your insecurities while you're trying to expand faith in yourself. So it's kind of hard to have faith in yourself when you're seeing all the things that are negative, that are bad about yourself. But once you have it puts you in that space to develop true understanding of those insecurities and possibly bring them to a higher place. That's energy Jupiter carries.
I'm like, oh, the moon is debilitated here, so you might even feel like lazy until you figure out what you truly desire, like lock in, so you could transform it. And you realize Jupiter is like a further away planet, and Jupiter makes you like spend a lot of energy when it comes to like doing something, because like it wants you to extract knowledge and wisdom, go through experiences. Or the moon is like it's vulnerable. You don't feel like doing this, that, and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a misunderstanding how to direct your aggression and passion. This is the moon and Scorpion conjuncting Jupiter in Aries.
Yeah, yeah, facts. Yeah. And that's Thursday. Looking at Friday now. The moon in Scorpio's conjuncting the south node. And because it's conjuncting the south node, it's opposing Mars, Uranus, and the north node in Taurus. How do you think this energy is
So
hitting
if
us?
you look at the world right now, you're seeing all the things going on with the economy, the food scarcity, and how things getting serious as this like Mars Uranus conjunction is closing up. We're like making things very aggressive in the physical external world. Like you go outside, like there's something going on off with work. Some people losing some hours, some people getting kicked out, and things of that nature. And the moon in Scorpio conjuncting the south node in Scorpio. Man, this is making you more vulnerable. It's a reminder of how truly vulnerable we are as you realize that this external world is getting completely out of control. Mars conjuncting Uranus. That's a lot of things out of hand. That's like sudden revolution, sudden war. Like I expect a lot of scary things too, related to all type of things related to war, sudden outbreaks, monkeypox, all type of things. And the South Node is like and Scope is the perfect place for you to get really scared, to get really flunked out, to get really vulnerable, and like maybe never come out your own hell. But you gotta
Mm-hmm.
transform.
Got to transform, that's for sure. And it may be showing you, especially with the moon on the south node, with the moon being debilitated on the south node, may even show you aspects of your past that puts you in the position, and Scorpio representing other people's resources too, that puts you in the position of being dependent or being so emotionally entangled with other people's resources, with other people's self worth, with other people's stability and how other people obtain stability,
Mm-hmm.
um, with other people's weak spots and all of that, and maybe not tending to your own garden. You'll start seeing how when the lack of stability and in the world with that Taurus energy, how when things start shaking up, you maybe start to see how much attention that you've been putting on other people's resources, how much emotion that you've been giving to aspects that were outside of you or that didn't lead to further stability, that you've been moving away from Taurus energy because Taurus is being fucked up. Mars, Uranus, North Node is fucking it up. It's all new things. It's all volatile. It's all unpredictable. You don't know where these directions it's gonna go. It's gonna go in all of this way. So now you're seeing, oh, I'm vulnerable. Look at all of this volatile type shit. I thought this was safe. I was obsessed with this. I wanted this so bad. now it's gone and fresh and thin air. I was so obsessed or entangled onto these things. I put so much time and energy into something like that, and now it's gone. Whether that be a new your job position or oh, everything right now is really under that we know of stability, our self worth, ideas, things that were of value before. You maybe had something that had value before, and now it's unvaluable. And you're like, wow, I didn't realize how vulnerable I was. So I feel like that change on that level is good, especially with the moon being here. It's going to be intense, but it's showing us where we have been slipping in terms of that energy, in terms of that Taurus energy, that self worth, that material. Roll up the sleeves, be sensual, be in our senses, and really sense things, and how much we just been in our desires. You know.
Exactly. But like you could utilize all this intense Mars Uranus energy while you being caught in your most vulnerable state to really become really aggressive and really develop like emotional stability to really build on physical stability because like physical stability obviously comes from like emotional stability. Like if you're not stable inside, like how you gonna have physical stability outside?
Like a baby born on this day with this alignment, you're probably not gonna trust shit. You're probably not gonna trust shit. He's like, nah, nigga, I know things change. I know stability ain't coming like that. Well, what do you have? I don't trust anything. What are you saying? But it's going to be a matter of trust or trust issues that is going to be dealt
Mhm.
with. And then Moon and Scorpio squaring the Saturn in Aquarius. How do you think that's going to hit?
So you're gonna take after you take all these things, dealing with balancing, being harmonious of what all these things that you dealt with the new moon in Leo that you expressed, had fun with, and then you analyzed in Virgo, and then now you balanced your you balanced, you fixed it with Libra. You made it much more easier to understand, beautiful. Then Scorpio, you're trying to see the behind the scene realm, the vulnerability. But then this grandpa right now is Saturn Aquarius to see how relatable it is. Is your level of vulnerability, level of getting lost behind the scene, preventing you from socializing and taking responsibility when it comes to associating yourself, which is very important since we're gonna have the full moon in Aquarius, and you can see this is one of the stages to it since the moon's rise and one of the fixed signs too, bridging the gap between Leo, all the planets going through Leo, and Saturn being in Aquarius, this further out planet or generation planet being there for a while. So this moon in Leo, moon going through Scorpio is gonna be a very important turning point of whether you're gonna be prepared to go express these things because the natural archetype of Scorpio has Uranus exalted there. So that nature of purification, transformation obviously lead to evolution, like accelerated type of evolution and things of that nature. So that's what it's gonna be about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure. And yeah, Scorpio's really about like retention, holding on to things. And Aquarius a lot is about that progression, about moving forward, about not holding on to things. So you can see where that square comes into because there's emotions that you want to hold on to that Saturn, society, practicality, and structures and people in authority is telling you that you can't hold on to that shit. We're moving forward, So you having that desire, it's like it doesn't matter. That shit's gonna
Mm.
be gone. And you're gonna have to deal with that. Are you gonna believe them? Are you gonna fall for it? You know what I mean? What did you do? Just like what you were saying when the moon was in Virgo, when the moon was in Leo. That you have at this point. How strong is your emotional connections with things? Did they penetrate deep to the core so that you can stand up to Aquarius, or that you can make the transformations that are needed?
Exactly.
If you get what I mean.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the moon in Scorpio trining Venus in Cancer.
Oh man, that's a lot of opportunity for you based upon how vulnerable you feel when it comes to your emotion, based upon how you've been exposed on based upon how you related this new individuality on the moon was in Libra and then you practicalized it in Virgo and the moon is in Scorpio right now. The issue with this right now is gonna create opportunity for you to almost like run away home, because Moon, you're
Mm-hmm.
debilitated in Scorpio, your vulnerabilities, and seeing all those opportunities to go back home. You gonna go, and then Venus is like creating all those sweet invitations to come back home, while you Saturn is like you're right there ahead of like, so you know you can't back home because you already had that square to Saturn, remind you of that friction between your vulnerabilities and what society needs you to do, and then you got Venus calling you like come back home. So like you don't wanna, you want to utilize it in a way where you create opportunities for the right desires and passions that you've been nurturing while Venus going in Cancers to be emotionally addicted to. If you're emotionally addicted into loving and nurturing your goals and things of that, then that's good. But like if it's anything related to like uh, things that not to deal with Pluto and Capricorn, Uranus and Taurus, and Neptune and Pisces, those things gonna, it's gonna waste your time.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I bet a good way to handle the energy of this whole day is if you have some real genuine people who care about you, or some real um loved ones, to at least ask for their support, or to let them support, and if it's real genuine support, you may start manifesting some more beneficial energy of that moon in Scorpio trining Venus in Cancer, because the moon being in Scorpio is creating all of this vulnerability, and it's under pressure with all of this opposition in Taurus. So it's like we're really in a vulnerable space. So just like what you were saying, it's primed for us to run away energy. It's primed for you to be to hide something and then attack to protect it. It's for you to try and protect something, and then attack. Be so defensive that you may, yeah, you run on home, or that you may run to a defense mechanism, or that you may run to an illusion, or an emotion, or cling on to an emotion because of all of this pressure. But and it's understandable because that pressure is there, and it's understandable. It's volatile. That's why Venus is in Cancer, having some type of outlet, some type of familiarity, that it can be a healthy aspect that you can keep it real with, that actually supports and nurtures you. It's gonna try and keep it real with you. You're not gonna get rid of the vulnerability, but the actually Cancer energy may add empathy. It may add greater reflection. You sharing that energy may make it less volatile, and that's how you manifest the positive side in it, instead of more of that escapey energy.
Basically, yeah.
hmm So that's Friday. Let's look at Saturday. The moon in Sagittarius is squaring Mercury in Virgo. How do you think that's
So
gonna
now
impact?
you're gonna develop the sense of optimism based upon uh, the vision, the broad sense of vision, imagination that you develop through going this darkness and this dark tunnel of Scorpio, based upon what you socialize and communicate about so far ahead, based on what you learn, be made a routine, a pattern, Moon and Virgo, then. But it all started with the new moon in Leo. You want to express yourself, your individuality, as you're getting judged by Saturn and Aquarius and things of that nature. So the moon is Sagittarius right now. This is you being optimistic, trying to be develop more faith about who you are. Eventually, you're gonna try. This is gonna try in the sun, so you're gonna create opportunity for yourself to really see yourself from a higher point of view, not to be such lost in your celebrity status. This is almost like a celebrity getting coached by an older celebrity, telling him to do this, not to do that, and watch out for this company, that company, and things of that nature. That's the type of energy I'm seeing.
I'm giving them
Yeah,
game.
basically, this is
Mm-hmm.
basically you.
This is Jay Z versus Nas.
Basically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's funny. And yeah, you're right, because especially after Scorpio, the vulnerability in Scorpio, like the moon's volatile, is looking for optimism and wants positivity. Scorpio was like, it's like, change, nigga, change. And it's like, all right, is there something to be happy about? All right, I have to change. What should I ascend into? Let me see the broader perspectives of what happens after that. After I ascend, and now I'm trying to get more meaning and reasoning and wisdom from this transformation. Now, the square with Mercury in Virgo is making it make sense. It's practicalizing it again, especially since we're coming from such an emotional type aspect. Now the what we're trying to express, Mercury's coming in and doing it, and then it's Sagittarius energy, and then it's Mercury too. So it's just whole bunch whole bunch of energy where I can see it where Mercury and Virgo would be looking for more receipts.
Mm-hmm.
And and after all of the vulnerability, maybe you will have a general idea or you have a broader perspective of things. You have an emotion that you want to go and build to or deeper understanding of something. And it may be metaphysical, it may be like you say the word, you say what's some wise words or like an old proverb or some shit like that. The shit that be on the caps of the island soda shit. Just think of some old proverb, some old wisdom. To a Virgo, it's like, okay, what does that have to do with the situation?
Oh,
While a more philosopher is like, oh shit, that's deep. Okay, I see how you apply that to this situation. You're talking about the eye of the warrior. I need to be more of a warrior or whatever. And you're like, we're not. Virgo's gonna be like, we're not using swords. Why are you talking about swords? Maybe it was a reference about swing the sword swiftly or some shit like that. So we're not using so. But if you get what I mean,
mm,
it's like you have to understand the
yeah.
greater meaning
Mm,
to things. While Mercury and Virgo, you trying to figure things out, may really get you lost or not allow you to emotionally attach to the bigger idea, the optimism. You need that. So don't let the getting lost in the devil in the details prevent you from dreaming big. Let dream big and let the devil in the details fill the blanks. It's like you'll get
mm.
there.
So like the moon and Sagittarius give me the sense of broadness, while Virgo's Mercury and Virgo's bring that like micro aspect to it, like to bridge the gap
Mm-hmm.
essentially. But like you don't want to get lost in it, like because you don't want to balance out how broad you are, but also how you focus on the details too. Because like this is where perfection is. This is like where you make sense, but at the same time you don't make sense. But like
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
percentage level type of thing, and I feel like people could mix in perfect energy of Sagittarius and like Virgos. They could really excel in like the world of like education, institution, and like things of like that.
Yeah, for sure. That's for sure. For sure. And then the moon in Sagittarius is going to trine Jupiter in Aries. How's that going to hit?
Wow, so like after you're coming up with all those a broad sense of conclusion, how to be much more optimistic, how to be faithful from realizing this deep darkness about your vulnerability that's related to your self-expressions and things of that nature. Now you're ready to uh, create opportunities for you to bring what you've been expanding in and learning in and be aggressive and passionate about this high access to fire energy. You're gonna like feel passionate, aggressive to really burn through reality from like a much more like a wiser perspective because this is the moon in Sagittarius, but also what was it? Jupiter. Oh, Jupiter in Aries. So like, yeah,
In
definitely
Aries.
watch out. There's a lot of Sagittarius energy right there.
Mm-hmm.
You might like go in the wrong journeys.
Can make you really broad.
Too broad, like.
Mm. Make you really
Mm-hmm.
broad or optimistic about certain things, which that may make you miss too much details that,
like like
um, that Virgo,
s-
would have
like
caught.
Sagittarius, they could be optimistic about like having nothing. It's just that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's
It's
just the feeling, just that the whole and the aura of like understanding of having faith. Is this what they value itself? That feeling itself,
exactly,
because
exactly, and look.
it's that
Mm-hmm.
it's that area between the nine house going towards the light, but also the eighth house where they don't want to go back into. This is where they develop all that knowledge and wisdom going above the horizon. So like it's really like quite intense. This is what a lot of Sagittarius if you see a
Exactly.
lot of Sagittarius, it plays out through them being a lot of them going through like dark moments in their life, becoming alcoholics, and then them developing all this Example,
extremes.
Alan Watts, I believe is he has some sort of Sagittarius alignments, but like this is what like a lot of them go through. Like a lot of people like you want to say Sagittarius are like lighthearted, they're optimistic, they're fun, but like after they went through all of this dumbass shit.
Hmm. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. And they get strung out, you know. It's like doing a big, you can't do it big all the time, you know. And then you overexpand yourself. That's why you need some Saturn energy to contract it. You know, sometimes you can't always expand. You have to expand and contract and expand and contract. Where as that with that aspect and all of this Jupiterian and fire energy on Saturday, that Mercury and Virgo square is really going to be a positive challenge where it's forcing you. Maybe you're more attached to these broad perspectives. You're looking towards the future now, and you want to ascend to certain things. You're trying to be optimistic about certain things, but Mercury and Virgo is forcing you to try and explain these things. Forces you to try and make sense out of this big picture that you're seeing, which is probably going to help not going too far with that Jupiter and Aries because with this optimism and this meaning and reasoning and emotional attachment to going into new situations so that you can gain more wisdom meaning, this more philosopher type energy, and the Jupiter and Aries, you can go now you may be broad. You may go and start a whole journey that you don't need to go on. Maybe not right now. Maybe that's not what needs to be done right now. Maybe that's a journey for later, or maybe that's just a side mission that you really don't have to go on. But with that broad perspective, you see all the side missions, you know. But that square is gonna be like, remember the main mission. Remember the objectives that you're supposed to deal with now.
Exactly, exactly.
And then Sun and Leo is trying in Chiron and Aries. Yeah, even more fire. How you think
Man,
that
that's just
playing out?
more fire to really realize, yo, maybe all these things dealing with my injuries and my sense of loss of who I am. Maybe right now, me having fun, entertaining myself, just being Leo, like really maybe teaches me how to really be confident, expressive. Maybe later on, know how to celebrate myself. After first, I develop an attribute of expressing myself around the people, and then now that'll create an opportunity for me. Hey, maybe one day I could separate myself. Maybe it's not that so bad because maybe one day I did that and I got hurt bad, but I didn't realize what I was doing, and it's not really Leo making you realize in a very fun, entertaining type of way, making you deal with Karyan from a very fun type of way, and that all the fire energy allowing you to like burn through like all those old wounds and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Facts. Where maybe you'll feel like the sky's the limit, or you can really imagine things. You can really start to broaden your perspectives of how you see yourself due to meaning and reasoning, and maybe you just having a morally feeling something about or seeing something in a different light. Starts opening up all of these different passages for self-expression, for individuality, and then Mercury and Virgo is just like, but make it practical, make it make sense
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday. Looking at Sunday, the moon's gonna be in Sagittarius trining the sun. How do you think this is gonna hit?
Man, so obviously you're getting more optimistic. You're gonna above the horizon, and that's giving you more confidence. About like it's almost like you expressed who you are on the stage, but now you're so separate from your body, and now you're seeing yourself from a higher point of view. Oh, I could see. Oh, I could have did this better, made it a little bit more flexible. Cause Leo's like a little bit stubborn, a little bit more determined. But like you like that, Sagittarius gonna give you that little how to be much more flexible, how to remix things because that's how a lot of Sagittarius people do. Like they remix things and make it so broad, but makes it that fits in everybody' vision and imagination. This is almost like this is almost like a rapper being on the stage, but also him being guided by an OG. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Facts. Yeah, I was thinking of Jesus. Talking about Jesus. Have you heard the good word of Jesus? You set the stage, but it's to talk about spirituality. It's about to talk about your moral system and now and your ways of seeing things, which may play out to um, your benefit in terms of self-expression where you're setting the stage to really express how you You see things to express your experience, or that's why I was talking about. Have you heard about the good word of Jesus? You're excited to go and express Jesus, the mentality and the vision and what that you had experienced that maybe had brought you out of different situations. So it's not going to necessarily always be Jesus, but that's what the person's going to be like. You have to understand of what they're really talking about. They're going to be talking about their Jesus, their mentality, their light, the thing that they paid attention to that were helping them rise up out of that situation. So either you being able to go and share that information or connect with people on the information, learn that information, or other people are expressing that other people are showing you their Jesus and how they maintain optimism and how they rose up out of their situation and they're setting the stage for all of that. And it may be a clash of Jesuses. Be like, no, my Jesus did this. No, no, my Jesus did this and stuff like that. But you're gonna have to understand, and they literally may be saying the same thing and getting into an argument, just like how I'm saying Jesus. But if you overstand Jesus, the concept, and that understand that it's a mentality, now you can start seeing that where they differ, or see um, where that argument is coming from, the true space of that
Mm.
argument. Yeah, and then Venus in Cancer is opposing Pluto in Capricorn. How
Man,
is
so like
this
Pluto
hitting?
right now, Pluto and Cap is gonna see whether we're playing around with our love matter, what we appreciate, what we indulged in, especially at Cancer too, because like Cancer is is a cardinal sign, so like we're initiating a lot of things dealing with our love matter, getting addicted to home, comfort, uh, depending on like which spectrum of the energy you were in. If on good side, you were using this energy to nurture and love and appreciate what you need to work on. Bad side, you are running away, indulging in your home and your domestic issues. Now Pluto in Capricorn is bringing judgment to make you really get scared and see like how useless your desires are and how flunked out your desires are, and how if your desire has nothing to do with business structure and being part of this world. Pluto in Capricorn, I don't want you to be part of my world.
Mm-hmm. Facts. It's a rude awakening for Venus, really, this opposition, where Venus is happy in Cancer. Venus, even representing maybe fertility. Venus is the Empress, there's fertility, and she's experiencing the home. She's experiencing comfortability. This is what she's meant to do. She's going to go and create a home. She's going to go and create an environment. She's going to go and nurture. But Pluto and Capricorn's reminder is like, this is not the end of your journey. Right now, you're being shown what you can have, but right now I'm showing you what you need to do to keep it. Or I'm showing you what society is going to press against you, the things that you're going to have to let go in order to maintain these things, in order for you to actually get to this place where you can uphold and keep this familiar type situation. It's showing that the seriousness of the the challenges that exist for Venus, for balance to be had in the home, for balance to be had in our self image, for balance to be had in how we feel about ourselves.
Exactly. And like Venus is gonna be trining Neptune in Cancer. Well, Neptune in Cancer retrograde. So as you're realizing, oh shit, the world's getting destroyed. I gotta take power control of my business status. Oh, I see. There's a trend opportunities to be created to connect emotion with my dreams, illusion, imagination, and have faith in these
Mm-hmm.
things that could work out. Even this retrograde is make me slide back, make me view certain dreams, imagination, and see like, do I really believe in these things, or shall these things or not? To really see if I could go for them at some point, because Neptune Pisces gonna give me the substance from the astral realm to build whatever I need in the physical world, as what's happening physically
Mm.
getting destroyed.
Exactly. It's creating that necessary pressure for something, for creativity to take effect, for creativity, and this is how nature works. It's it creates a certain situation to create pressure to force life to expand its creativity. For you're gonna have to come up with new ideas. You're gonna have to come up with new imaginations. You're gonna have to uh, um, really tap into some subconscious aspects when you are really pressed against the wall, when you're really challenged. That Pluto and Capricorn is really pushing, challenging you. So it's, you kind of tap into those subconscious aspects at those points, or to those gates, or to those hidden mindsets that are back there that you need to, and it kind of unlocks that cage of creativity to get out of that situation, to get out of depression.
Exactly, exactly. With like Cancer, Cardinal, water could direct Pisces' sense of passiveness, essentially, but also
Hmm.
vice versa. That passiveness of Pisces gives you that mutability aspect that Cancer cardinality needs when it comes to its approach of ways of expressing its own emotion. So like that's quite actually a beneficial energy right there, because Venus can give you the desire to be aggressive about how you feel when it comes to faith, mysticism, and things of that nature. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And then Mars is going to be in Taurus square and Saturn in Aquarius. How's that
Man,
hitting?
you might feel like your passion and desires and actions are having a hard time with what's happening with the government infrastructure. You feel like as you're trying to take steps to build on something, Mars being debilitated. Like yo, I'm building on nothing, especially after this Uranus inflation. Uh, Crypto is crashing down, the stocks is crashing down, and then Saturn Aquarius, Saturn is retrograde right now. The government is not helping you. They're rewriting laws so they could take your properties. Make sure next time we shut down, your companies will never open again. Man, like this square is gonna make you realize, man, I'm at the bottom of hell, yo.
That's facts. That's absolute facts. And it could also make you feel like you're not you're not good enough fast enough. Like Mars and Taurus is like my desires are slow, or my or the energy I'm exerting is moving slow, but it's valuable, it's sure, and it's steady. But society's like, nah, we're moving fast, nigga. No, we need this tomorrow. We're not, listen, we can't wait a week. So it's creating this pressure where which is maybe putting Mars and Taurus maybe take away your motivation, because you're like, oh, Saturn's putting so much pressure. I can't do it in the time period that Saturn wants me to do it. But you have to keep your head down. You have to keep your head down and go through it, and stay with your passions. Don't That's the challenge in the square, because they don't know, they're moving forward. They, especially with Aquarius, sometimes maybe they forgot tradition. Taurus, they forgot the initial value that they had went off of, that they had got at the beginning of the year, and forgot based off of all of the accumulation. But they're about to find out, coming back around, the true value of what it is. So really stick with the your passions, and really stick with the
That's you realizing maybe your indigenous practices were okay and you did not have to become a transgender, a cyborg, all type of crazy things. That's the difference between Aquarius and like Taurus energy and things of that nature. Neither of them bad or wrong. It's just like a spectrum of them.
That's facts. The Mars and Taurus, that's maybe trusting in your body, or sensing it in your body, allowing sensuality to take place, while Saturn in Aquarius is finding a doctor, or an authority figure to just give you the information, for a doc, and to not explain anything for you, for them to give, you a diagnosis. It makes things move fast, but you staying in your body, centrally going through it, maybe it's more volatile, or maybe it's a little bit more aggressive to do that, but you end up with a little bit more understanding, or you end up better able to exert energy into towards stability, and less dependent on it being brought to you, because you didn't have to go to the doctor. You made yourself better because you understand the feelings. Now you start
Mm-hmm.
to understand subtle nuances. Now you don't eat that
Mm-hmm.
anymore, because you know that it made you feel like that, or you don't go to that place anymore because you know that it resulted into that.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff
And
like
now
that.
Saturn and Aquarius allow you to restructure your nervous system. So now you could think about these things better. So next time you do these things, now you could create the perfect hormonal response to make yourself feel comfortable because you had the right neuromuscular way to go about it. AK, you constructed and like you know what you need to take responsibility and what to constrict in terms of thoughts, ideas. This is what lead to hormonal instability. This is why all the fixed signs squares each other. If Aquarius, astrocytes, meridians is out of balance, that will affect hormonal system and what keeps us comfortable. Affect your blood and then affect Scorpio. your how you purify yourself and things of that nature. So that's important. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, facts. And that's Sunday, so that's the week, guys. Um, Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe the video if you mess with it. Check out our website, truspace.biz. Check out our Instagram, truspace underscore. And yeah, thanks for your time.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, peace out, yo.